Y'all, it looks like things between Diddy and Quincy might not be as solid as we once thought. Word on the street is that Diddy has allegedly started distancing himself from Quincy, and honestly, that's kind of wild. We all assumed their bond was unbreakable. I mean, Quincy literally pulled up to court multiple times to support Diddy during his trial. But hold on, the tea just got hotter. New rumors suggest that Diddy may have only used Christian, his biological son, for optics throughout the trial. So now people are wondering, was Al B sure right all along when he said Diddy never really cared about Quincy? Could Quincy be getting ready to air Diddy out in a messy revenge saga? Because the tension is brewing, and fans are watching closely. If you've been following the drama, you know people have long questioned why Quincy stayed loyal to Diddy despite all the controversies. After the federal raid on Diddy's homes last year, fans were hopeful that Quincy would finally cut ties. Especially when his biological dad, Al B Sure, posted a heartfelt photo with Quincy and captioned it, "Come home. The door is wide open. You're safe here, son. I love you. Pops, you're biological." So yeah, fans were shook when Quincy didn't just continue supporting Diddy, but also publicly distanced himself from Al B Sure. In an open letter to his biological father, Quincy didn't hold back. He wrote, "Albert Brown, also known as Al B Sure, is my biological father. But Sean Combs, also known as Diddy, has been a father figure in my life for as long as I can remember. Sean Combs is the person I look up to and appreciate as a father. He helped shape the man I am today, and I'll always try to live up to his expectations. He's always been supportive of me, and I'll forever love and respect him. As for my biological father, the spitting image is all I've taken from him." Phew. Quincy made it crystal clear where his loyalty stood, and it wasn't with Al B Sure. In fact, he was in court so much, folks joked he probably had an assigned seat. But now, the tables might just be turning.
Leaving the courthouse after day 5 of trial.
Quincy didn't just stand by Diddy, he played a major role in defending him anytime controversy popped off. According to the streets, Quincy was the one rallying the troops behind the scenes, especially Kim Porter's other kids, encouraging them to publicly show support for Diddy. Remember when Christian Combs announced that he'd be taking over Diddy's Instagram to post positive content and remind everyone of Diddy's good guy image? Well, insiders are saying it was Quincy who allegedly pushed him to do that. But while Quincy was busy defending Diddy, Al B Sure was doing the exact opposite. He made headlines when he accused Diddy of being involved in Kim Porter's mysterious death, even claiming that Diddy stole her diary. Al publicly demanded that the feds reopen the investigation into Kim's death, saying, "I am writing this post to formally request an investigation into an entire group of individuals who worked at or around the residence of Miss Kimberly Porter, including the publicist who assisted in drafting this." He went on to say, "It has come to my attention that these persons were also instructed to steal her computer and mobile devices, which contained her original book notes." Al didn't stop there. He added, "Miss Porter's missing devices, allegedly already in evidence, unquestionably contain critical evidence that has been concealed. I'm convinced this evidence aligns closely with details in the recent public indictment." And if that wasn't enough, he also implied that the same people might be tied to the alleged deaths of other celebrities, claiming, "Those immersed in the culture and industry know what's really going on." To top it all off, Al B Sure appeared on Good Day New York, boldly alleging that Diddy poisoned him in 2022, which led to his near-death coma.
So you were in that coma in 2022. You had the liver transplant, you had the tracheotomy, I mean, all that stuff that went on.
Multi-system organ failure.
Yeah,
60.
Right. Have they figured out what happened yet?
We will.
No, I mean, have the doctors medically, like, what happened to you?
Yeah, what happened? So,
because you just collapsed, right?
Yeah, so, just mysteriously out of the blue, it was a bunch of stuff.
So do you think specifically then that Sean Diddy Combs or people affiliated with him did something to you that caused you to have multi-organ failure?
I believe this to be the case, yes. Absolutely.
Wow.
My first time.
Furthermore, he asserted that he had been attempting for a long time to get the federal government to launch an inquiry into Diddy. However, he failed because it was reported that Diddy had certain police officers in his pocket.
many, almost, more than a decade of being scrutinized and clowned by law enforcement, them telling me, you need some help. Really? What's wrong with you? No way. But not realizing that they were also working for the situation.
Because you were hinting, saying,
posting.
Yeah.
I get calls, take it down, or else, so on and so forth.
But this is about Diddy, so let's be clear for everybody that doesn't know.
Diddy, who's about to.
He continued by asserting that Diddy supposedly took Kim Porter out and that she did not pass away from pneumonia.
Yes, many, many years ago, I posted some information that was, basically trying to save my life. And thank goodness to my ex, the wonderful Kim Porter, the late Kim Porter, who, kind of warned me all along the way to, just kind of watch your back, so on and so forth. And I didn't understand why.
Because of Diddy.
Basically.
Do you believe that she died of pneumonia?
Absolutely not.
Why? What evidence do you have?
She was in the best of health. We just saw each other prior to her passing. We were actually celebrating our son's new Netflix Christmas special, and she was doing just fine. In fact, we were all at the event together at Netflix in the lobby. Sean, myself, the children, all having a great time. And I'm, grabbing Sean like, what? And she's in the back going, stop, So it was a really festive opportunity just for all of us to be together, because it's nothing like the circus that's out here. So it was, a lot of the stuff, came to surprise, but a lot of the stuff will be revealed.
Now y'all know Kim Porter was Quincy's biological mom. So you'd think that alone would have been enough for him to pause and really reevaluate his loyalty to Diddy, right? Especially with no blood tie connecting him to Diddy. But instead of stepping back, Quincy doubled down, and not just privately. He reportedly rallied his siblings, especially Kim's other children, to publicly denounce Al-Bishar's claims. Together, they released a statement saying, "We have seen so many hurtful and false rumors circulating about our parents, Kim Porter and Sean Combs' relationship, as well as about our mom's tragic passing, that we feel the need to speak out. Claims that our mom wrote a book are simply untrue. She did not, and anyone claiming to have a manuscript is misrepresenting themselves." They continued, "Please understand that any so-called friend speaking on behalf of our mom or her family is not a friend, nor do they have her best interests at heart. There was no foul play. Grief is a lifelong process, and we ask that everyone respect our request for peace as we continue to cope with her loss every day. We are deeply saddened that the world has made a spectacle of what has been the most tragic event of our lives." So, with Quincy going that hard for Diddy, defending him when no one else would, you'd think Diddy would show him some serious appreciation, right? I mean, out of all Diddy's children, Quincy was the one who stayed solid. He didn't just silently support, he stood 10 toes down, never wavering. While Diddy's name was getting dragged in headlines, courtrooms, and every corner of the internet, Quincy wasn't hiding behind a vague PR statement. He was active. Word is, Quincy played a huge role behind the scenes, helping run the damage control machine and trying to clean up Diddy's image when almost everyone else was jumping ship. While some family members stayed quiet and others disappeared entirely, Quincy was front and center, doing whatever needed to be done. And it didn't stop there. While Diddy was locked up, Quincy allegedly stepped up at home too. As the oldest sibling, he took on a leadership role, especially when it came to looking after the younger kids, including the twins and the baby. Insiders say he prioritized their emotional well-being, checked in on them constantly, and did his best to shield them from the media storm. Even during major life moments like the twins' prom and graduation, both of which happened while Diddy was still behind bars, it was Quincy who handled it all. He quietly coordinated the events, made sure the girls felt loved and celebrated, and ensured that every sibling, even the baby, was present for their big day. He did everything in his power to make sure the twins didn't feel that void from their father's absence. So how did Diddy repay him for all of that loyalty and sacrifice? Reportedly, by cutting him out. Yep, according to rumors, Diddy is already preparing for a return home. His legal team is optimistic, believing he'll get off with probation or time served. He's already beaten the bigger charges, and since he's a first-time offender, a harsh sentence seems unlikely. So now, while Diddy is getting ready to come home, sources say he's been reorganizing his empire, and Quincy's not part of it. Word on the streets is that Diddy has been putting his sons in powerful positions across his businesses. Reportedly, Christian has been handed a major role, basically taking over Bad Boy Records. And honestly, no surprise there. Christian has always been Diddy's golden child. But what raised eyebrows is that even Justin got a role. Even the twins and the baby reportedly have spots in the family business now. But not Quincy. Insiders claim this decision isn't about emotion, it's business. But let's be real, it looks very personal. Remember, Diddy and LB sure have a long-running beef. And some say Diddy's always been paranoid that Quincy might one day switch sides and pledge loyalty to Al. The last thing Diddy wants is any piece of his empire falling into Al's hands through Quincy. So now folks are wondering, is Quincy getting cut out of the will too? It's a whole mess, and honestly, Quincy deserves better. But what do you think? Is Diddy really pushing Quincy out? Or is this just another twisted chapter in the Combs family saga? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and stick around for the next video because we're diving even deeper into what's really going down behind the scenes.